Today, we're diving into a really powerful framework for thinking about the future, and it's all inspired by the work of creator Kasim Sattar. We're going to look at how you can combine cutting-edge tech with, timeless human discipline to not just get by, but to actually thrive in this age of AI.
Does this sound familiar? I mean, it's this constant pressure, right? This feeling that if you're not an expert on the latest AI model that just dropped, you're somehow falling behind. It's overwhelming, and honestly, it's a feeling a lot of us have in this crazy, fast-paced world.
But here's a totally different way to think about it. What if the answer isn't to just frantically chase after every single new update? What if the real key to mastering the external world of AI is to first get a handle on our own internal world? That's the big idea we're going to unpack today.
Okay, so first things first, let's just demystify the technology itself. Look, the goal isn't for you to become some kind of AI developer. It's to turn these incredibly complex systems into a simple, practical tool, kind of like your own personal assistant.
You see, the whole AI landscape isn't this one giant confusing monster. It's really just a collection of specialized tools. As you can see here, ChatGPT, that's like your all-around assistant for creative stuff and just general questions. Then you've got Perplexity, which is amazing for real-time research where you actually need sources. And Microsoft's Copilot, well, that's already being built into the tools so many of us use for work every single day. The trick isn't mastering all of them, it's just knowing which tool to grab for the right job.
So here's where it gets really interesting. It's all about how you use these tools. If you ask a generic, vague question, you're going to get a generic and, let's be honest, often useless answer. But if you build what's called a niche-specific guide, basically an AI you've trained on a very specific topic like digital security or even fatherhood, you get deep, actionable knowledge every single time. It's the difference between a random chat and a full-on consultation with an expert.
And what's so great is how easy this has become. You don't need to know how to code. You just need to be able to give clear instructions. Seriously, think of it like you're training a new assistant. You give it a name, you give it very specific rules on its job and what not to do, you show it a few examples, and then you test it out. That's it. Your own human clarity is what turns a general tool into a world-class specialist. You've just built your own custom AI.
Now let's move on to the second pillar, because this is where it all connects. Having the most powerful tool in the world is completely useless if the person using it is unfocused, anxious, or just plain burnt out. This is where the real work actually begins.
We hear this term thrown around all the time, but what does it actually mean? Well, to put it simply, it's about learning how to calm your body's automatic fight or flight response. Think about the difference between laying on the horn and screaming at someone in traffic versus just taking a deep breath and letting it go. That's regulation. When you're regulated, you can think clearly and act with purpose. When you're not, you're just reacting to anxiety. And this is the foundation for absolutely everything else.
And this right here, this might be the most important takeaway of all. You can have all the discipline in the world, you can hustle, you can grind, but if you're doing all of that from a place of stress and anxiety, burnout isn't just a risk, it's basically guaranteed. Sustainable growth has to be built on a calm foundation.
So how do you actually build that foundation? Well, here's a super practical 1-hour routine. First, 20 minutes of movement, just to tell your body, hey, I'm safe, I'm strong. Then, 20 minutes of affirmations and just quiet stillness to rewire that negative self-talk. And finally, 20 minutes of focused learning to build that genuine, quiet confidence. This isn't just about feeling good, That clarity is what lets you write those specific, targeted AI prompts we were just talking about. A calm mind builds a better tool. It's a simple way to win your morning and, in turn, win your day.
At the end of the day, AI is just an amplifier. It magnifies the intention of whoever's using it. So when that user is disciplined, regulated, and clear, well, the technology becomes this incredible tool for transformation. But without that inner work, it just amplifies the chaos.
Okay, so we've got the tool and we've got the internal framework. Now, where do we point all of this? This final part is all about purpose. It's about applying all that inner work to create a meaningful, lasting impact out in the world. This is such a crucial distinction. This is not about becoming a robot. Having strong emotions is part of being human. The work of a grounded leader or a parent or a partner isn't to feel nothing at all. It's to create just enough space between a feeling and an action to choose the right response. And this is really what that leadership looks like in the real world. It's choosing to be present instead of letting your ego run the show. It's turning your past pain into wisdom instead of resentment. It's about rebuilding trust by making people feel safe, not by trying to justify your actions. These are the small, everyday choices that actually build a legacy of character.
So, as we bring this all together, the whole tone starts to shift a little bit. It's no longer just about doing and building. It's more about a state of being. It's an invitation to a different way of approaching whatever comes next.
This is the ultimate takeaway, right here. We treat the future like it's this frantic race that has to be won. But this way of thinking suggests something totally different. The future is a destination you prepare for. It's a place you arrive at, whole, calm, and ready.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Just imagine the power in that statement. Instead of rushing headfirst into the future, fueled by a fear of being left behind, you can just arrive, present, focused, and completely intentional.
And so that leaves us with the final and most important question. When you combine these powerful tools with a regulated mind and a clear mission, what are you going to choose to build? That's the real challenge, and that's the real opportunity.